Welcome, welcome everyone to day 14 of this Becoming SETH. So we have a special guest from Atlanta, Praveen Pippiri. He has been doing meditation for about 3 years now, and he has been working in IT. And recently we had a huge event in Atlanta, mini DMC, mini Dhanama Chakrama Models PSSF Meditation Summit, Atlanta, and it was headed by Praveen Garu, and he took the event to the next level, and that's where all the energies came from. And last year he did attend a Faith Wisdom workshop throughout 2 days, and like I was shocked because attending online, and he was the only person who stayed almost the entire event, like with this video on, then listening attentively to that session. So it was so inspiring. So we welcome Praveen Garu to talk about Seth Wisdom and his experiences, and overall about meditation and how it is useful to each and everyone. Welcome, Praveen Garu.
థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్. అండ్ మీరు ఎక్కువ చెప్పేశారు. ఐఎమ్ జస్ట్ నేను ఏమనుకుంటానంటే ఐఎమ్ జస్ట్ వెరీ మేబీ అర్లీ స్టేజెస్ ఆఫ్ మెడిటేషన్ జర్నీ అనుకుంటాను. అఫ్ కోర్స్ ఇట్స్ లాంగ్, మేబీ ఇట్ విల్ టేక్ ఫర్ మేబీ లైఫ్ టైమ్స్ టు కంప్లీట్ దిస్ జర్నీ, బట్ థ్యాంక్ యూ. సో జస్ట్ బ్రీఫ్ ఇంట్రడక్షన్ మీరు ఇచ్చారు ఆల్రెడీ. సో నేను కాంటెక్స్ట్ కూడా చెప్తాను. సో దెన్ విల్ గెట్ ఇన్ టు దట్, రైట్? సో నేను ఐటీలో వర్క్ చేస్తాను. వెరీ డీసెంట్ కంపెనీ అండ్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్ ఈజ్ ఫైన్. ఇంట్లో చిన్న, నాట్ రియల్ చిన్న, పెద్ద ఛాలెంజ్ వచ్చింది, హెల్త్ ఛాలెంజ్ విత్ ఇన్ ద ఫ్యామిలీ. సో దాట్ వాజ్ ట్రిగర్ ఫర్ మీ టు గెట్ ఇన్ టు స్పిరిచువాలిటీ మచ్ మోర్ డీప్లీ. ఐ మీన్ జనరలీ నేను స్పిరిచువల్ పర్సనే బై బర్త్. మేము ఆర్య సమాజ్ ఫ్యామిలీలో పుట్టాము. సో వేదాలు అలాంటివన్నీ చిన్నప్పటి నుంచి వినడము, చదవడం నాకు ఐడియా ఉంది. సో కాబట్టి అంటే నా ఫోకస్ ఈజ్ ఆల్వేస్ అబౌట్ జ్ఞాన సైడ్. సో నేను ఎప్పుడు లైఫ్లో పూజలు అలాంటివి ఏం చేయలేదు. ఎందుకంటే ఆర్య సమాజ్లో విగ్రహారాధన ఉండదు, కానీ డైలీ అగ్నిహోత్రం చేస్తాం. సో పూజ లేదు అంటే తక్కువని కాదు, డైలీ అగ్నిహోత్రం చేస్తాము. నేను యూఎస్కి వచ్చిన తర్వాత, మేము ఇక్కడ అట్లాంటాకు మూవ్ అయిన తర్వాత, ఓన్ హౌస్ వచ్చిన తర్వాత నేను చేస్తాను ఆల్మోస్ట్ వీక్లీ. అండ్ నేను సేత్ క్లాస్ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత అటు స్టాప్ చేశా. ఇన్ఫ్యాక్ట్ సేతు విజ్ఞానంలో అడిగాను, సో అగ్నిహోత్రం అనేది భక్తి కాదు కదా, జ్ఞానయోగ కదా అని అనుకునేవాడిని, విచ్ ఇస్ కరెక్ట్. కాకపోతే ఇన్ఫ్యాక్ట్ బాలకృష్ణ సార్ అడిగారు, సో ఏ ఇంటెంట్ తోటి మీరు యజ్ఞం చేస్తారు అని. యా, ఇంటెంట్ ఈజ్ మోర్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ కదా. అంటే వేదాలు ఉచ్చరించడం బాగా అనిపిస్తుంది నాకు, ఎందుకంటే నేను సాంస్క్రిట్లో చదువుకున్నాను చిన్నప్పటి నుంచి. మాది అగైన్ నా ఎడ్యుకేషన్ కూడా కాస్త డిఫరెంట్, తేడా అంటారు. ఓరియంటల్ స్కూల్ అని అదొక టైప్ ఆఫ్ స్కూల్ విచ్ ఈజ్ తెలుగు మీడియం విత్ సాంస్క్రిట్. సో
ప్రవీణ్ గారు, కొందరు ఆడియన్స్ హిందీ వాళ్ళు ఉన్నారు. సో ఇట్ విల్ బి బెటర్.
I didn't expect.
English.
Yeah, you can speak in English.
Okay, but I thought Seth Vijnanam is Seth workshop is always Telugu, right?
It is in Telugu, but yeah.
Okay. This is for this time. Okay. I'm happy. Sorry.
No problem. Thank you.
I'm happy to speak, translate. So basically, what I was trying to say was, I'm an IT professional, born in Arya Samaj family. I think a lot of North Indians people know, because Arya Samaj is much more prevalent in North India. So which is more of a Vedic culture, trying to bring in Vedic culture, no vigraha, no idol worship and all, right? That was the focus. So I was always into learning Vedas or Upanishads or Puranas. I mean, not really Puranas, because Puranas are not really considered the authentic knowledge as per the Arya Samaj. So I was always at Veda or Upanishad, and there is one more layer. No, I'm not remembering that name. So only those layers. So I was always, I read the Ishavasya Upanishad and all in the childhood. So my inclination towards the spirituality is about go through that. But of course, in the childhood, it was too heavy for me to digest those concepts. So I took a break. And then when I started getting into these spiritual challenges in the family. Then I came back through the Sadhguru Isha Foundation, through all the Kriya Yoga, Shambhavi, all of that I did. And luckily, PSSM, I got introduced to the PSSM. And this is a perfect blend of everything. So then I felt everything made sense. The Bhakti Yoga made sense, Jnana Yoga made sense, Raja Yoga made sense. So it was earlier, I was always treating everything was different. And also consider like one over other and all of that. Now I feel that, okay, it's just the way to perceive, way to look at it, but everything kind of made sense. So that was my context. And as he said, I was doing a meditation for about 3 years or so. And before introduced to the SETH wisdom, I actually read Thought and, I think there was a first book, Thought Power, I think. The first book I've already read. And I listened to the 20 plus YouTube videos already. So I kind of understand what SETH was before getting into. And I have done L1 course through the spiritual tablets. I used to work with spiritual tablets much more closely. So why choose spiritual tablets? Because that was more about knowledge. So all I was trying to say is knowledge type of sessions always attracts me. And when I got into SETH, it was really good. So that's why I'm trying to give you my context of how I got used to. And I intentionally turned on the video for the entire 2 days so that I will make sure that I'll pay attention. Otherwise, if I put off the video, then I'll lose the focus. So I made sure that I fully attended. So the 2 days of virtual and the SETH counselor training followed by the New Jersey, the New Jersey session. So that was happened in Atlanta. So technically, 4 days of SETH wisdom with different ways. And there are so much of wisdom. It was not just, it's not, of course, it is not a one-man show. There are so many people. And my intent for today's conversation was to, try to give a summary of what I've learned through the various masters. So again, some of the quotes I took it because the session was conducted in Telugu, and some of that quotes were also written in Telugu. So I did it directly. I wrote it in Telugu, but I'll try to see translate wherever possible. Right, that was the goal. And if I put it in this way, right, you see a one-day match or a T20 match, maybe a one day, right? If you put a highlights, it will just summarize into 10-15 minutes. And I'll try to do that. By no means I will be able to comprehend everything, but I just want to do some of those the sixers, right? Typically, you want to see the fours and sixes, and I've captured some of them. I'll see whether I can justify the wisdom in a shortest span of time. Okay. So the first question, I think, if I remember, the first question, the way the Balakrishna sir opened the session was asked everyone, okay, tell me, why do you guys why humans take birth? Everyone gave some answers like mukti and all sort of answers. But Balakrishna's answer, sir's answer, okay, I'll put in the Telugu and then I'll try to translate it in English. So it was like, anta prapancham yokka dynamics ni telusukoni, ఆత్మకున్న శక్తిని ఉపయోగించి భౌతిక ప్రపంచంలో వాస్తవం చేస్తూ, ఆత్మకున్న శక్తిని వాస్తవం చేస్తూ జీవించడానికి జన్మ తీసుకుంటాం. సో బేసికలీ అండర్స్టాండ్ అవర్ ఇన్నర్ వరల్డ్స్ డైనమిక్స్, learn the inner and tap into the inner world's energy, and using that energy, you live in the physical world. So, which basically, if I really put it in the simplest way, we are not really here to live with a punishment or anything of that sort. We are here to celebrate our life with the fullest potential energy that is inside us, and we should really treat a celebration of a life. So if I really look at it, before really putting this statement, everyone makes these statements individually, right? Life is a celebration. We have to really understand inner journey and all. But at least I've not really seen anyone who connected this entire thing, that is our purpose of life. You are here not to really just live. You're here to celebrate your life using the wisdom that is coming from the inner energy, and take off the Maya. Whatever that Maya is perceived, you still needed to come out of that. So that was a very beautiful statement. That was the first sixer immediately as soon as the session started from my perspective. So I really love that statement. And there are two things that will actually help us to change our lives. Samarthata, Svecha, freedom and capability. These were the tools that we use to change our lives. And another, again, I'll continue to, again, I will not really, by any means, I will never be able to comprehend the entire SETH session, but I'm only talking about the few quotes. So it doesn't necessarily completely flow together. But if you really attend again, I believe most likely you will take out the similar sessions. Maybe some more or some depending on individual's wisdom, right? So these are the takeaways. So another quotes that was is whether it is a good or a bad or limitations, these are all our just Bhranti. Bhranti ante, I mean, how do you translate Bhranti? Bhranti is just our imagination, maybe.
Illusion. Illusion.
Illusion, yeah, illusion, yeah. Illusion is a better word, right? So what it means is basically living as a witness, right? See, typically, when we say living as a witness, we are not really playing the character, even though we think we are actually in the scene, but we are in the scene, but we should be away from the scene, right? Like the way we are watching a movie. And it's a very powerful statement if you really understand it. So because I read this another book called Immortal Talks, one of the very, very powerful books. And of course, I read like maybe 3 or 4 times to really get the gist of it. And I do not know whether I still got a gist of it, but it's very powerful. So when you really understand that, we just needed to, we are living the life like a witness, that is a very powerful statement for me. And another statement, which is it said, నీ అనుభూతి నుంచి నీ ప్రపంచం వచ్చింది. So, and నీ ప్రపంచం బట్టి నీ అంత ప్రపంచం చెప్పొచ్చు. So what it means is, based on your experience, your world or whatever the world that you see, that is formed. And based on the way you see the world, we can actually check how your inner world is all about. So because when we put a lot of garbage inside through different various mechanisms, automatically that will go into our inner world. And that based on the subconscious, if you are completely not really conscious about the way that you perceive the information through the ways, then so that means the conscious mind is no longer really working. So you are actually working through the unconscious, and the subconscious mind never really uses the vichakshana jnana. It just follows whatever the unconscious mind says. So what it means is we have extremely powerful subconscious mind, but the catch is it doesn't really use any of its intelligence. It says, whatever you tell me, I'll do it. So you have to be extremely careful about your conscious mind, even though that is just maybe 5% or 1% of the overall capability. So which basically means we needed to be very careful in terms of information that we are processing, that kind of a loading into our lives. So we just have to be watch out. I mean, while we are living in in this physical world as in the samsara, but still we just have to be careful about the information, because it eventually, I mean, if we don't really pay attention, we lose control, and that automatically our unconscious mind will continue to do whatever it wants to do. So that was one more statement I like it. And this is another statement I like is ఒక సమస్యకి పరిష్కారం ఉంటేనే ఆ సమస్యను మీరు తెచ్చుకుంటారు, which basically means if there is no problem, if there is no solution to a problem, you would not really see that problem. Or let me put, rather than a problem, I think challenge is a better word, right? If there is no solution to that challenge, then you wouldn't really bring that challenge with us. So it is not necessarily with the word. We as an individual bring that challenge only when we are capable of taking that up, which basically means when we face a challenge, we should not really be afraid. And I always believe in crisis is always an opportunity. If you don't use the crisis, then it's a wasted opportunity. So I always look at it. I mean, I like this statement. And personally, when I'm going through a spiritual challenge, again, I wouldn't really call a crisis because, and if I look at it in the 3 years ago, I felt it. I mean, I found it very difficult to take that challenge. But now, of course, that challenge goes on for some more time because there's a very big challenge. But now I throw my child because my child has the special needs. Now I feel that is the biggest boon in my life, because otherwise I wouldn't have grown into spirituality. And I realize daily how blessed I am through my child, through my son. So, I mean, and it is not that easy to get that attitude. So, I mean, definitely it takes some time for anyone. For me, I was actually, this is a demonstration that, I mean, through the SETH master also clearly says, which is, it's fine. You have accepted the challenge and there is a solution to it. Otherwise, you wouldn't have taken the challenge, right? Which is also kind of a pat on the back. It's fine. You can take it up. You can do it, right? So while I'm not afraid, I'm really blessed with that. And at the same time, I know I can work on it. I can address that problem, or I can address that challenge. So that's another way to look at it. So I see that I'm going too slow. So far I've just only turned one page and I have 20 pages. So I think I'll better stop it in 10 minutes. And if I'm trying to make the SETH wisdom interesting, because I just, again, this one page, probably I would have captured maybe 1% of the wisdom that this is just a Balakrishna Sar's lessons. I would have captured. So what it means is the SETH wisdom is extremely powerful course. Whoever really pays attention to it, they will definitely take tons of wisdom with them. That was my take. So I just want to give a couple more, and we can stop it at 10:30, and we can probably go to meditation unless you want me otherwise speak in this way, right? And one thing, I continue to speak. So I speak a lot. So one more quote, which is inner voice is always straight. There is no conflicting. But manassu or man, right? It always creates a what's that say, confusion. So our idea is always about we should always through the sadhana, we needed to create a balance between our inner voice and the manas. In fact, once there is another sessions that I'm actually learning from Saroja madam on the manasu. It basically says if Manasu is like, if you take it as a consider like an ocean, and if it is completely still, then there are no waves, and the waves are like a thought patterns. So if it is still, then there are no thoughts. So it is just a balance. When we are inner still, then automatically we could even control our manasu or mind, whichever terms that we can use. So that's another, which basically means that with the inner stillness, we'll be able to, and through the sadhana, we can maintain that balance. I think these were some of those quotes. Then there was again the next session Srinivas sir took. Again, whoever don't know, there are at least maybe 6 or 7 masters, and some of them are really, all of them are great masters. I didn't really have enough wisdom to understand. So Srinivas sir, Ramachari sir, who's like one of the most powerful third eye masters we'll ever see. At least within the PSO, I'm sure we will not see outside of the PSO such a powerful masters. So, and Swarnalatha madam, so we can call her as DNA Swarnalatha madam. So they're really, really powerful. Of course, Balakrishna sir always there in spearheading the entire show. So there's so many people. So the next session was on by I think Atma Shakti, Antar Shakti. Is like inner energy and inner in that subject. So the quote was, in the Telugu quote is నీటి బిందువు అంత శరీరంలో సముద్రం అంత శక్తి ఉంటుంది. So basically our inner energy just take it looks like a one water droplet, but there is an infinite amount of energy into it. And I think if we connect that with our unified course, the Babaji also says the same thing, right? We are, we have a godly qualities and we have infinite energy. So if you look at it, all the masters are speaking exactly same, that we have an infinite energy. We just needed to tap onto our potential. So that was, interesting quote. Right? And then there was another quote is, మన దృష్టి ఏ వైపు వెళ్తే దాని వైపు మన ఆత్మశక్తి వెళ్తుంది. We know that energy flows wherever the attention goes, but I didn't realize that it's not just the energy, it is our that inner energy, and even inner energy also, Atma Shakti is, I think, inner energy, right? Yeah, inner energy also goes into that direction, which basically means that another goes back to the previous point, that we always have to watch out what kind of data that we are consuming, because otherwise we'll have to go, our inner energy goes into that direction, then we end up cleaning up that forever. So we better not to basically soak that inner energy in that clumsy clutters of external noise. I mean, while we needed to get into, but we just needed to be watch out. We needed to watch out what we are consuming, right? So and there is one statement: we always have to take a full responsibility for every activity that is happening in our life. So we should never avoid any tasks that are coming in front of us. So don't run away from any situation. Indirectly, it is the same, right? So when the situation comes, we have just talked about that we are already capable of handling it. If I am capable of handling it, then why should I run away, right? Otherwise, the situation wouldn't have come in front of us at all. So it's just many ways, at least the team is trying to tell us that you are actually a very capable person. You just have to tap onto your inner energy, then you can achieve anything that you would want to do it. And that was that message. So again, it just goes on. I'm just trying to look at the time. So that's one interesting thing about the Sankalpam, right? So Sankalpam, I think everyone knows about the word Sankalpam. It's basically, Sankalpam is a clarity of thought, whatever the intent that we have, with a clarity that we keep the intent. And I think maybe it's in the later stages. There are three stages of a Sankalpam. One is where we don't even have a clarity of a thought. We can't even put a Sankalpam. Second stage is, yes, we can put the Sankalpam and we work towards that. And third stage, without even putting a Sankalpa, we start working on it, works, because we are in a miraculous thinking mindset. So that's also, I like it. So there was a lot of wisdom shared through on the belief systems. So I think one of the quote was the watch. Watch basically means you watch your words, you watch your actions, you watch your thoughts, watch your character, and I think watch your heart. I think I believe that's the last one is the heart. I may not have captured correctly. So that was one good quote, I could say. So in the belief systems, I think a lot of people may not necessarily meditators, but at least before getting into. So lot of belief systems caused through our upbringing or even environmental reasons, we will go into the fear mode, right? Even a lot of people who do the bhakti or who actually worship God, most of them, again, I don't know the percentage, but most of them worship God through fear, not through love. I mean, of course, they may, over the period of practicing, they may like it, but always have that if I don't do this puja, I may have God may punish me. So that's all belief systems. So there are several ways, I think several lessons were given in addressing the belief systems. Basically, fear attracts a lower vibration thoughts and the same thoughts manifest in the life. So the best remedy to address the belief system is the imagination. So imagination is the best way to address. So that was one quote. As in, mm, and I think then next Raghavendra sir, he talked about soul and multi-dimensional soul. So which is, I think I was saying earlier, while we are going through this meditation, we needed to come out of the body, mind, and intellect. Only then we reach the soul state. So a lot of people, including me, I'm also not, I mean, still, I would say a beginning state of a meditator. So because maybe we have not crossed these tools. So one of the guidance that they provide was we should do at least 4 to 6 hours of a day. I mean, especially when you are serious about it, and if you're not connecting, that means maybe we're not crossing the barrier. We're not putting, I mean, because maybe we must have accumulated a lot of dirt. So we have to cleanse it. We have to spend more time in the meditation, right? So that's one lesson. In fact, while going through this, I realized I have a vision board. I think that was came from the SETH workshop only. Among all the things, except one, I have not yet accomplished. The one thing was daily do meditation at least 4 hours a day. And so far, I didn't really reach. I'm only halfway there. So I have to come. So while recapping all the notes, I was thinking, yeah, I still haven't done it. Every day I look at it, but I have not done it. So that was, I mean, definitely it helps me. And one of the problems I was always thinking was, why am I not able to connect? So I spoke to many people and all. I think a lot of people gave me an answer, and even including the Seth wisdom also, which basically says outer silence leads to the inner silence. So if you're not connecting meditation, that means maybe there is a lot more chatter. So which means that first you reduce the outside chatter. So the simplest way would be, like our Patriji always says, Vakshuddhi, right? Cut, first of all, cut the talking, and also reduce food consumption, because that also takes a lot of energy. So if we can control both of them, then that will help me. So I mean, thanks to both of you, and so by pulling me into this, it made me recognize that particular topic or that particular point. So I'll go back to that, and I'll try to do some manthan and try to spend more time in the nature and silence. I've started actually doing that. So I'm just picking up one of the weekdays, one of the weekends, and trying to practice silence. I don't know how much of a time, but I've started on last weekend. I mean, yesterday, which is Sunday. Not fully, but at least I'm compared to, again, my baseline is compared to the last weekend, whether I did better. Yes, I did better. And every day, eventually, I will go to that stage. So it kind of helped me to start practicing silence. So one fine day, there is one saying in Hindi, "Hum honge kamyab ek din." So I always says, "Hum honge kamyab ek din" in the meditation. So with that, if we can go into meditation, unless you or Nanda or anyone wants to ask me any questions.
Wonderful wisdom. Thanks a lot. And so, do you recommend everyone to bring books and have notes? Yeah.
100%. Yeah. And see, I still have it. So because normally I've attended many sessions. Most of the time, see, I actually have 3 screens in my computer, and all the times I actually sit at my office desk and attend all of these classes. But for the Seth wisdom, I felt, because it will be done in Telugu, and you can't really write Telugu on the screen, and it is better to write in paper. So I strongly recommend everyone take a book and paper and write it down, because when I looked at it, I think I have 21 pages of a summary. So, and I do not know whether I wrote everything or whether I wrote 1% of the knowledge that I have gathered, but it definitely, if you don't have a pen and paper, you will not be able to catch. the wisdom that they actually talk about. So in fact, after the session is over, maybe I read only once or twice at the most, but now that it's been long time, so I'm digesting. So everything is connected. It's not like each individual quotes are distinct quotes. There is a connection among all of them, which actually helps us. So yeah, I definitely recommend writing. Again, there are so many things, but I think it becomes boring if I continue to share. Let that wisdom flow through our SETH masters.
Yes, yes, definitely, Andy. So, friends, if anyone has questions, please shoot out some questions to Praveen garu.
I have one question, sir. So after listening to Seth wisdom, what changes came into your life? Any one example you can give us so we can inspire why we should listen to Seth wisdom?
Yeah, I think, madam, it's a great question. I am not sure whether I can fully answer, but I can to the extent I do. See, I think there are some problems or some challenges. No matter how much of a meditation that you do, you feel that maybe you cannot really solve these challenges. At least there is a perception. But I think through the Seth wisdom, I have understood that there is no problem in the universe, at least the way that we see, is unsolvable. Which actually gives, especially people who actually took a complex challenges, right? That will be extreme good boost because some challenges, right? There is no answer in the medical world. So if there is no answer in the medical world and there is no answer in the spiritual world, where will the motivation comes from? It's so difficult, right? So I feel Seth is one thing which always says nothing is impossible. You can solve it. So I like that. I mean, that particular, in fact, I try to convey that message through different means. So definitely for me, the biggest fixer of the Seth wisdom is you can solve it. Any problem. There are no buts. Any problem that you can solve. Of course, it may take time. It depends on sadhana, depends on, again, various parameters involved, but definitely you can solve anything.
Thank you so much, Praveen garu. A lot of wisdom you have shared us. One question: are you coming to Seth Wisdom in Dallas? It's 27, 28, 29.
I will try, madam, because that's exactly my birthday after. My birthday is on 26th. I'll try, but I'll try. I will definitely try, madam.
Yeah, please come. Please come. This is our invitation to you all from Atlanta. Please come, everyone.
Sure, definitely.
Thank you,
And
Praveen
one
garu.
more, Praveen garu, like why should one other persons come from different states?
So, I mean, I think, see, we are all really connected. There is nothing like a separation in that sense. And sometimes, right, maybe the energy exchange in the sense, the wisdom, for example, I never really talked to Ananda sir or you also. Only when you came to Atlanta TMC, then I realized, right? So that perception or that knowledge, that awareness, I wouldn't have got it, right? I mean, just as an example. Similarly, you may encounter or you may see many people or you may meet many people. And that wisdom or that knowledge or that kind of, I would say, maybe even affinity or bonding, you will not really get through these sessions. I mean, the Zoom sessions, right? Zoom sessions definitely gives the wisdom, no doubt about it, right? But that affinity that you may not give. So, for
Beautiful.
that, I can definitely say.
Super. Very beautiful answer, sir. Thank you so much. Yeah. Krishna garu, you want to ask? You were about to ask, I think.
No, I was just telling Praveen garu, you covered majority of the points. As you are covering these all sessions, nobody has covered this many points what you have covered. And your one-liner is a booster. So only if a person can note down all these points and read that point daily, and it will try to implement it or it try to elaborate, understand that, and try to grasp and absorb it. So that is, yeah. So whatever you told, I felt the 2 days ago, sir also told like that only summary. So he was also taking one liner and trying to explain, same like you. So I feel you are justified.
Thank you, sir. And
Thank you.
there's so much wisdom actually given, but I just didn't want to sound too much, didn't want to sound it boring. But yeah, it was a beautiful wisdom. And to be honest, it's only, I've not really read completely because there are so much of, I think there are maybe 10, 15 books or so, I believe, right?
Yeah.
So it's a journey. It is definitely marathon. And I mean, even in the IT, right? We always see computers as one subject, but when you go into the computers, you realize each one, maybe a cloud is an ocean, or maybe every subject is an ocean. Same thing here. PSSM is like, for me, initially spirituality as just a one genre. Within that, every subject has a big ocean of a knowledge. And when you start, again, it will take multiple iterations, because first you probably, it will be at a knowledge level, then you start understanding it, and then when you start probably maybe reading more multiple times, that's how you start internalizing. Until then, it's still a concept, right? Until you internalize, you just can't really implement it. So yeah.
Friends, anyone wants to add anything or ask any questions?
One quick thing I want to share about Praveen sir. Friends, he was the one who turned on the video, as sir mentioned. No one will turn on the video. See, for this 1 hour session only, we don't dare to turn the video, but he has turned on the video for almost 11 hours continuously, 11 to 12 hours. And those 2 days, and again, there was a third day, another online session only, wherein which everyone joined through Zoom. But the dedication, we will never move from the computer whenever you turn on the video, my dear friends. That itself connects us more to the wisdom. And thank you so much, Praveen Garu, for that point, for triggering that point, because we always tend to be not turning on the video, and you have brought the right point. Thank you, Praveen Garu.
I always do that. And
Yeah.
Also, this is maybe coming from the school. I'm a first bencher in the school. I'm a short person. I'm a first bencher and I love it. So all my teachers give me attention, which is another way, right? So see, if
Yeah.
you look at it, Balakrishna sir and many people, all the masters, they're really big people. I mean, big in the sense they probably deals with thousands of people, right? And do you really think Balakrishna sir will remember us unless you need to do something really good? So I always have to sit in the front, make sure I'll pay attention to every word that I say. It's just good. I mean, it's like, what is it? What is there in it? Because when such a, I know at least to part of his biography, he has done so much to the PSSM as a community. So of course, when we meet such people, and when we get acquainted with such a people, I'm sure we'll get tons of wisdom. So that's another, I would say selfishness in that sense, that by turning on the video, then I'm sure it will force us to learn more knowledge. So that was my take.
Wonderful, Andy. Nice way to put in. Like everyone should come with a book and then sit in the first row and get those wisdom. Yeah, it's a wonderful way to put those details. Okay, so we'll start meditation, Andy, if we don't have any questions. So will you guide, or else I will? Do you want me to play the music again?
Anything is okay. I mean, I can, if you want. I mean, recently in the last 6, 7 weeks in Atlanta, we are doing this music. It's famous in our Atlanta group. But so I'll put the music on if you're okay, or you can put any of the music.
No. We need Atlanta music. We want to experience it.
I just wanted some variety. That's all.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, let's me try. I hope I can share this.
Yes, Andy.
Master, can you explain? There is a new friend who joined today. So can you explain how to practice meditation?
Okay. Sir, can you guide, or do you want me to?
No, you can guide, Andy.
Oh, so basically So we practice Anapanasati meditation, right? So Anapanasati is again Pali word where you're actually witnessing the breath, because breath is, I mean, the whole life is, I think we just talked about before, right? Saksha Tattvanto undadam. So living the life as a witness is our core, I would say, core goals and the way to live the life. And breath is the best example. Breath is actually not really part of our body. It actually comes through maybe prana shakti and travels internal body as a breath. So when you are witnessing a breath, you actually reach out, you actually transcend from the body and the mind, and then you will actually reach out to the soul or probably energy level. So that is the goal. And to do that, what we do is we'll close our eyes, because 80% of our energy consumed through eyes. I mean, eyes and also whatever we watch, we see, right? So we close our eyes, we remove our glasses, and we lock our fingers, the simplest way. And in case if it is not convenient, you could try different ways. But objective is you are creating a short circuit through the fingers, and same thing with the leg. You cross your legs, and there is no kumbhakam or any type of breath. You just observe the breath. It may take a while for a beginners to get used to it, and some people can get it instantly. So there is no rule. Depends on maybe the sadhana in their past lives. So you just observe the breath, natural flow of breath, and even if you lose an awareness, it's fine. And whenever thought comes, don't fight with thoughts. That's one example. One thing. Always treat thoughts are your friends. So you always treat your friends with a smile. So if you're angry with the thoughts, those thoughts will multiply, will come in tons. So always just give a gentle smile. They will eventually fade away. And with that, I think we can get into the meditation. You can listen to the music, right? You can hear the music, right? Is the music coming? Not coming. Okay. So maybe when
So
I
you go and share from the
share
advanced
the correct. There is
sound
sound.
system.
Yeah, I think I clicked. I did not click on the sound. Now I hope. Let me tell me if you could. another 10 seconds to go. Rub your hands gently. Put on your eyes. The beautiful smile. Open your eyes.
Wonderful meditation. Thank you so much. So energetic.
Yes, sir.
Friends, anyone wants to share their experience?
Yeah, thank you so much, Praveen garu. Yeah, actually that tip, right? You said like whenever we are getting the thoughts. So previously I was thinking, but somehow due to the experience and more practices, we are removing those thoughts and we are coming back meditation again. But you give that one, just smile it and gently, and it will be go easily. So just applied today one thought. That a trick it is up, help a lot. Thank you.
Yeah. Again, all of these, I think one thing I want to say, that's the beauty of a PSSO, because everyone will share something. Some people can connect, but definitely again, not a single tip owned by me. I learned from some masters. So that's the beauty of PSSO, Sajjana Sangatya.
Very nice and very, you shared a lot of wisdom with joyfully. Usually we'll be very serious listening to the wisdom, but you made it very smiley with listening very smiley. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Praveen garu. Deep meditation and the music was like awesome. Wow. How you guys found it out, I don't know, but it
It's
was
all
like
Arun, Allah.
Arun, right? Yeah. Arun will be searching such types, yeah. But it was really wonderful. I really went into deep state. I went to some mountains. I went somewhere to the tribal people doing something. I went somewhere. I don't know where I went.
That's
It was
good.
wonderful.
Maybe
Thank
you
you
must
so
have gone to Mount Shasta, because there's a shaman in the mountains, right? So
Yes,
nice,
true.
nice.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Praveen garu. The tip you told, like mind consciousness, body consciousness, and intellect. So in Thousand Seeds of Joy, sir says like we have to dissolve mind to the body. It was still the body. As
Yeah.
you added one more point, we have to dissolve the body also and go to intellect. So I'm also not in that way to get deep into meditation. So whoever want to get into deep meditation, this is a journey. You
Yeah.
have to dissolve your mind to body and dissolve your body to intellect, and then you will be getting in a very good meditation state.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem, sir. And another observation, this is just my observation. Maybe Nanda, sir, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I've noticed most of the boys take long time to get into meditation, because maybe, I don't know, maybe it is the basically type of body that we took it in this life, or maybe type of information that we process, right? We take longer. Generally, women are much better meditators. That is my personal opinion. But my wife is way better at me than me. So, and I've seen so many people. So maybe again, but you can't really say Patri sir is the leader. So it's like outliers, right? So some of them are outliers, like people. But I've noticed probably, as I mean, boys need to work a little longer, because maybe we don't really have a cleaning systems, and we start with the root chakra also, right? I mean, women, based on their cleaning system of the process and the body nature, a lot of things gets cleaned up, and we have a lot of frozen emotions, because we generally don't cry much. So there's so many reasons for us. Actually, I mean, the nutshell, the answer is, we don't really have to go to the reasons part. A lot of men don't really meditate, maybe because they feel that it doesn't really work. only my suggestion is it definitely works. It just takes long, so we just have to work more longer. That's my opinion. Yeah.
Nanda is exceptional. Nanda is doing meditation from childhood, so he does
It's
not
not.
come in our category.
No, it's
That's
not
what
like.
all these artists, very early stages, right? Where we just started the game now.
Yeah.
So that way.
It's not like that, and so it's like, of course, males, right? All the females, they start with their heart chakra, and then
Yeah.
they easily get connected, and then we are very much logically
Logical.
thinking.
Yes,
So we
exactly.
don't believe in magics. We don't believe in all these things that happen, right?
Right.
So that's the main reason that we're unable to connect. So once you start believing in it, right, things
Yeah.
become very easier.
Yeah. So we have to unlearn a lot compared to.
Yes.
But that's the journey. That's the beauty of it. Maybe that was the reason. That's the way we have designed our lives to experience this way. So you just have to experience it. That's it in that sense. Yeah. Okay. Anything else?
Master, can you share the link, the music link?
Yeah, sure. I'll share it with Nandu.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Friends, anyone, Amruta Garu or anyone wants to talk, please go ahead.
Yeah, so nothing much, just to thank you, sir. So really, the music and the way we connected to ourselves, it was so good. We really enjoyed your knowledge, and we are eagerly waiting for the SETH workshop, sir. Once again, even though I attended for three times I attended in India, but still I have to gain more. We have to listen more knowledge from that. Really, thank you so much. The main thing, noting the book, noting everything on your paper and pen, it was really a great initiative, sir. I just take everything like, even I attended a 1 hour of session. I just want to grab a single point and want to implement that single point in my daily life. Even though we attended a lot of sessions, it doesn't matter, but the way which we implemented, which we are in, that is important. So that's the thing I realized from the SETH workshop. So again, I'm doing the same. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, active learning. Yeah.
Wonderful. So as Praveen Garu is an active learner, always a first bencher, we all should become a first bencher.
Go back to school and sit and take a first bench.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I like reading books and that way. So there's so many books I read, but still, and I feel like I keep reading the same book again and again and again to make sure that I understand it correctly. So trying to read, making an entire book into maybe, I would say like 1 page or 2 pages, trying to digest. But I think I still feel if anyone wants to read books, they have to learn from Chandra Modali, sir. The way how to read a book, not reading a book, how to read a book, you have to learn from Chandra Modali, sir. The way he does it beautifully, like a mind mapping, all of. There is again, he says, every author only covers at the most, maybe, I think there is a term, 30 degrees. So if we really have on one particular subject, if you want to learn 360 degrees, so that means 30 degrees into 12. So 12 books you have to read, 12 different type of authors. Only then you will get digested. So, and the way he actually approaches the book reading is so good. So I'm trying to learn something, but again, it's a long journey. Luckily, this is of interest for me, so I hope I'll excel in this area in maybe in a decade or so.
Definitely. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Friends, from tomorrow onwards, we'll be having Balakrishna sir's team taking sessions every day, so on different topics. Please attend every day from tomorrow, because they will be doing actual sessions for the 3 days workshop, right? So the same team is going to take sessions from tomorrow. So please attend session for the whole week next week. Yeah. Thank you so
It's
much.
Telugu sessions, and friends, don't feel that, if I'm unable to understand how, they are going to make us do all the chakra meditations and self-love and family relationship meditations and all. So language is not a barrier again. Just be in the energies. This is what I would like to tell you all.
Yeah, on
Is
that,
it at the same time or in the morning?
Same time.
Same time. Okay.
Yeah, Praveen. Yeah.
sorry,
Sorry.
interject. So Balakrishna Sar's group, typically they conduct these Thursday meditations. I mean, now I don't.
Yeah.
Those meditations are, see, that is actually my morning 11 a.m. I believe 11 a.m. No matter what, even if I am attending the meeting, I will put the even if I'm in a office meeting, I'll join that call, because really powerful, and actually send that invite to many people. So I mean, I think Himagaru, you said it really correctly. No matter whether you know the language or not, doesn't matter. That energy healing will take place. And in fact, during the counselor sessions, at the end of a counselor session, the last meditation was performed by, again, Balakrishna sir. The type of masters that they come in, astral masters they come in, it's just mind blowing. So, I mean, especially definitely non-Telugu speakers, this is just my humble request, especially for the meditations. They're really powerful, right? You don't really need a language. You just need vibrations, and tons of vibrations that you will get it through those through this cycle. So.
Wonderful, and thank you so much. Friends, if you don't have any questions, then we'll meet tomorrow, same time. Thank you, Praveen Garu, for
thank you, sir.
being
Thank
the
you
chief guest for today's session.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, we learned many things today. Thank you.
In front of your wisdom,
And it's
but still, luckily, for me, it's more like an interaction with you, Hima, and all the team. So it's just and Suvarna, Garu, all of you people. So just a pleasure. Nice talking. That's all. In my view. So,
thank you so much, Andy. Yeah.
thank you, sir.
Okay, friends, we'll meet tomorrow, same time. Thank you.